Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 8th grade concept of slope and y-intercept. This is standard 8.4C in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 16 of the 2022 released STAAR test. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we've got a line right here on a coordinate grid. Can be used to determine the number of inches of water added to a swimming pool after a different number of hours. So we see that inches per hour. We also see that that is really what we're looking for here is inches per hour. But we don't have any points plotted. We can tell that it is going to be proportional. It's going through the origin there. So we're looking for the slope. All right, so the slope is, if we're going to look at it as in our slope-intercept form, is represented with the letter m, right? And we can find that if we're looking for our rise over run. So that's our change in y over the change in x. So really what we do is we take two different y coordinates, subtract them, two different x coordinates, subtract them, whatever that ratio is, that is your slope. Now here's the nice thing. There's no rule that says your second pair of y and x coordinates right here can't be the origin. And since this is proportional, it's going to go through the origin, which means we're just going to subtract 0, which is nothing. Which means all we need to do is find a point and just plot that y over x, and that's going to be our slope. I mean, we could show you how it works over 0, but if it's a proportional graph, you can always put 0, 0 as your second pair of coordinates. That's just working smarter, not harder. So we're looking at our graph here. We're looking for something that looks like it is on an intersection of x and y, and I'm seeing that looks pretty close. We keep moving up, keep moving up, keep moving up. Looks like I've got another one right there. So let's plot those 2 points. So this is 5, 12, and this is 10, 24. Hopefully you see that pattern. That does work. Now, we're looking for inches per hour, right? So that's going to be our inches per hour, which is the same order we have here, inches per hour. Now, how does that match up with our graph? Well, the inches is actually the y-coordinate, and the hours is actually the x-coordinate. So we got to put that in order. So let's take our y-coordinate here. So that's going to be 24 over our x-coordinate 10. And we also need to place this other one to make sure it looks like we got both of them correct. Y-coordinate of 12 over our x-coordinate of 5. Now you can see that these two definitely are going to be equal. All you need to do is divide by 2 to get from 24 tenths down to 12 fifths. So that works. Looks like we visually were able to capture those 2 points. So if we're looking for inches per hour, we could use either 24 tenths or we can use 12 fifths. Now, if we want to go back down to this right here, right, we could set up our y2 over x2 minus y1 over x1. And let me show you why we don't really need to do that. So if my y-coordinate is going to be this right here, I'm going to still use that origin. If you want to, you could do that other one, but now you're just doing more work. 24 minus 0 over 10 minus 0. You see why we don't need, if it's proportional, you don't need it. You can just do 24 over 10. So let's just divide 10 into 24. And it's going to be 20. Bring a 0 down. 0.4. You also might have known that you could have just moved the decimal place over once. That would have worked as well. You get the same answer if you do 12 divided by 5. The answer is H, 2.40.